Back here at the Charles L. Toole Center for Leadership on the campus of Robert Morris University in the West Hills of Pittsburgh. Chris Shublin, Jim Elias, and head coach Andy Toole. Robert Morris moves to 16-8 overall, more importantly 8-3 in the NEC with a 60-48 victory tonight over St. Francis of Loretto. Obviously, Coach, you had to do it without two of your typical starters out there. Mike McFadden not with the team because of personal reasons here tonight, and Belton Jones has been so banged up that he didn't feel that he'd be able to go tonight. That was an extra challenge for you.
Yeah, and then, of course, Ant Myers has to go and, take a shot, and he's out for an extended period of time. But, those are things that happen during the course of a season, and so you have to have other guys step up. You have to have other guys that understand what our formula is and how to really produce during the course of the game, and I thought we did a nice job of that. Number of guys stepped up and made plays. Number of guys played out of position and handled it well, and that's what you have to do if you're going to be down a couple guys.
Two in particular tonight. Lucky Jones, 20 points. He was 13 of 13. That is a Robert Morris University foul shooting record and a Sewell Center record as well from the free throw line. Carvel Anderson was also 6 of 6, as Jim Elias pointed out to me, and he had 17 points tonight. Lucky with 20 on the game.
Yeah, both of those guys, made some big plays and big shots down the stretch. Carvel got us going there. We were a little bit stagnant offensively, and they did a nice job of really trying to eliminate his three-point shots. And so you got to diversify your offense, and he went to that pull-up jump shot, which is just as effective for us, made a couple. And then Lucky was really active offensively, whether it was crashing offensive glass, penetrating so that guys were at a disadvantage, and then ending up at the free throw line and being able to convert.
It's Coach Andy Toole live on 73 WPIT. Robert Morris wins 60-48 tonight. Coach Elias.
Coach, I think one of the keys to beating St. Francis is your ability to handle, I think, a really good player, Earl Brown. I mean, this kid got great stats, and twice now we've kind of shut him down on rebounding and scoring.
Yeah, we've done a nice job both times, and it's something that, when you go into your game plan, when you start talking about scouting, he's one of the first guys that you mentioned because of, what you see on film and what you see on the stat sheet. I mean, he's had 8 double-doubles, I think, in their 11 NEC games, and fortunately enough versus us, he hasn't gotten a double-double yet. But, he's someone you're always worried about. You always got to give a little bit of extra attention to, and you got to make sure you box him out each and every time.
Yeah, I also I was wondering, when you lose two starters like that, the guys you put in are kind of like role players, and they're not worried about offense. And does that help the defense? Like in the first half, I thought the defense was tremendous.
Well, I think that's one of the things that we talk about. When you go on the floor, obviously we can't necessarily replicate what Velton does with the basketball at times. That's an individual thing that he's capable of doing. But if you focus on doing the defensive end, if you focus on playing really hard and defending, I think then good things will happen for you on the offensive side of the floor. And so, the guys that were going in, we continue to talk to them about making sure that they were defending the right way, trying to be detailed, trying to follow our formula, and then good things will happen on the other end. Keith Armstrong did a really nice job defending on both ends, took some huge charges, and then all of a sudden he's rewarded with a couple great opportunities at the rim to finish. And so that's usually the way that the game works.
The voice of head coach Andy Toole of the Robert Morris University Colonials. Robert Morris wins again tonight, 60-48, the final score over St. Francis of Loretto.
One other guy I wanted to comment about was kind of controls the tempo of the game sometimes. Russell Johnson. He almost looks like a kind of a third point guard out there. When the way he plays, he brings the ball up. He's making good decisions this year.
Well, I think he has the feel that he is a point guard. I think Russell always likes to direct traffic on and off the floor, and so I think he's comfortable. And, of course, we know how knowledgeable he is. I mean, he knows each and every play from each and every position. He knows scouting report inside and out. He's been in so many different situations. It is very nice to have him capable of handling the ball, especially when you're down a point guard or two. And so it's something that we rely on, and obviously he's done a good job. I think especially in conference play, like you said, he's made very, very good decisions, because I think a lot of the decisions that he's tried to make have been simple ones. And I think when you do that, all of a sudden you start to get yourself in a comfort zone and you start playing well.
Coach Toole, the next game up is Saturday night against the Wagner Seahawks, and that's going to be a tough one. It always is against Wagner. You're going to have an extra day to prepare because this game was on Wednesday night for TV. Help?
Yeah, we're definitely going to try and utilize it to the best of our ability. We definitely need it, just to make sure that we're rested and we're getting healed. And like you said, we understand the challenge that Wagner is going to bring here. Our last 4 or 5 games against them have been absolute wars. We know how tough they are. We know how physical they are. And so we're really going to have to use it to make sure that we're prepared both mentally and physically for a really tough challenge on Saturday night.
undermanned tonight, but an excellent win. Great performances out there by your boys, and they did a pretty good job, and so did the coach.
We'll certainly take it, that's for sure.
Andy Toole, the head coach of the Robert Morris University Colonials, joining us courtside here on WPIT Pittsburgh in our post-game show tonight.